Hello and welcome back again to Cara Jones Creatives, and today's video is actually all about my project I have ongoing on my Patreon site, which is patreon.com/Cara Jones Creatives. And my Christmas project started because I wanted to make my own decorations for my Christmas tree. And I also wanted to create heirlooms for my niece and nephew, which they can use in years to come when I'm not here. And I think it's a lovely thing to do, so much nicer than just constantly buying decorations if you can make them yourself. Some of them will be quite simple, some of them are a little bit more involved and time consuming. And this year I've based most of my projects around Liberty fabric, because I love Liberty. I adore their patterns and their fabrics. So one of the first and one of the simplest things you can make is actually a Liberty bauble for the tree. And I made these using some cardboard baubles I got on Amazon, and it's all cardboard and string, so there's no plastic there. I then used some Mod Podge glue, which dries clear. I cut up all the fabric into smaller pieces and Mod Podged it on. So this is a wonderful, simple project which you can actually do with children, because it's so easy to do, and they will love getting glue on their hands because they can just peel it off later. So it's quite a lot of fun. And then I used some velvet to make the top there to add a bit of decoration, and I may even add a bead stuck to the bottom. The next project I've done actually came about because I was staying with my mother last year and for Christmas, and we got a little Christmas tree, but we couldn't find all of the decorations. We just had a few. They were in storage right at the back in a box somewhere, and so it was easier to leave them there. We found a few, and then I decided to make some decorations to go on there too. And these are not Liberty, but they are lovely, and they look really, really lovely hanging on the Christmas tree. So these are the oak leaves, and I used real leaves to take the outline from. This is a ginkgo tree leaf. There was a tree not far from where my mother lives, so I picked up a few leaves and used that. But they were so lovely and effective, and anyone that came in the house just commented on them, how lovely they were and unusual they were. And that's really quite easy to do as well, but I wouldn't recommend it with children necessarily, because you have to cut round the brass. And then the final project I've been working on so far this year are my stars. And I made two types of stars and decided to settle with the Hexifex form ones. These are actually used English paper piecing, this one. It's very soft and it's lovely. And as you can see, I've got one here. I haven't taken the papers out yet, so I will have to take the papers out of this, turn it inside out, give it an iron, stuff it, and carry on from there. So that's quite time consuming, but I used something called Hexiform for this. So it's a fabric you use, and you use it the same way as you do with the paper, except you don't remove it, you leave it in, and here you put the two right sides together, take the paper out, turn it inside out. But with these you leave the Hexiform in, put the two wrong sides together, and then stitch them together along the outside, and they're very effective. And what I enjoy about Christmas decorations nowadays is that they don't have to be overly Christmassy or tinsely. If you go into a shop nowadays to buy Christmas decorations to hang on your tree, I've seen frying pans, little miniature frying pans, saucepans, dogs, all sorts of things, the Eiffel Tower. So really it's just choose things that interest you. And I love doing a little bit of sewing, and I thought I'd make these, and I love Liberty. So this is what I've chosen to make, and I hope you choose to make as well, because I actually have tutorials on my Patreon site for all of these. These are very simple. This is actually just a, it wasn't quite a tutorial. I was talking about my Christmas project and making these at the same time. This is a separate tutorial, and I put all the details below of where to get the brass from and all the equipment you need to use, which you can actually find at home anyway. And then with the stars, I have two tutorials I've put up. One is for the English paper piece star, which I do love. And then this is for the Hexiform star. And this is the version I'm going to use to make for my Christmas decorations this year. And it just makes things a little bit quicker, because you don't have to take the paper out and turn it inside out, which is quite time consuming. And I do think they look absolutely gorgeous. So as the years go on, I'll be making something different. Next year, I plan to do some needle felting, Christmas decorations, probably animals, foxes, that sort of thing. Maybe using felt, making some felt decorations. And as time goes on, I'm sure I'll think of lots of other ideas as well, and I'm going to share that all with you. So yes, please do visit my Patreon site, because there are some lovely ideas on there. And yes, I'll speak to you again soon, and thank you for joining me again.